Hello designers, welcome to this class. Today we'll be talking about the 5 F's, a design framework for 2026. The 5 F's are 5 life systems that will ensure that we have a successful and fulfilling 2026. The 5 F's. Let's dive in. The first F, number 1, is focus. Focus is our skill engine. Engine because, as I said, this is a design class. So we're talking about design. And focus, the skill engine, will be determining what we pay attention to, what we choose to develop, and what we choose to execute in 2026. In focus, we'll be looking at 2 key areas. 2 key areas. Remember, we're talking about the skill engine, the skills engine for 2026. We'll be looking at 2 key areas. Area number 1, new skills. Number 2, existing skills. New skills and existing skills. What? New skills and existing skills. New skills and existing skills. In 2026, the 2 key areas you need to focus on is building new skills. In this 2026, remember, one of the key things you need to understand in these 5 F's is that anything you need to be intentional about the year. Anything you do not improve on will definitely malfunction. Anything you don't improve on will malfunction. So, first one is new skills. This year we need to learn new skills because we need our brain to work. If we leave the brain the way it is, it would erode. Our brain definitely will go bad. That is why there are topics and there are things that we learned previously. When we want to recall them into memory now, they will be more difficult because we haven't done them for a while. So mathematical equation that you could solve back then when you were in school, now you can't solve them again because right now you've forgotten them and your brain cannot remember them. So new skills. We need to ensure that every single day we are learning something new. We learn something new every single day. Right? So, as you learn new skills, you don't need to leave existing skills because a lot of us already have something that we know. Let me tell you what people do. There are 2 things people do. The first one is that now that I have mentioned new skills, what you will see is that somebody will go and learn tailoring. That same person will go and learn hairdressing. That same person will go and learn shoemaking. Learning too many skills. That's not what we are saying. In new skills, you need to be able to choose the right skills you want to run with for 2026. And the best way to choose the right skill is to find out, this skill I want to learn, would it help me in the next 5 years? How will this skill help me this year? And will this skill still be relevant to me in the next 5 years? Right? That way you know the right skill to choose. So you choose 1 or 2 skills. It's important not to choose so many. Because remember, the focus framework is saying is what we need to focus on, what we need to develop, what we need to execute. So, when you go and learn too many things, you cannot develop all of them and you cannot execute on all of them. That is why it's not about the number. Right? Choose the skills that you want to learn and learn them deeply. So, we focus on new skills and existing skills. Now, for existing skills, there are existing skills that are broad. For instance, if you already know how to make shoes, if you already know how to make shoes, for instance, shoes, what kind of shoes do you know how to make? You can expand on it. If you make female shoes, you can decide to learn male shoes. Expand on your current skill. That is existing skills. We develop existing skills, develop them. You get? Now, if you know how to make the item, do you understand the business of that item? Because for instance, if you know how to make shoe, there is shoemaking and the business of shoemaking. So when you have existing skills, you need to hone them properly, develop them. You get? If you don't have any skill, you now have to learn new skills. But if you have existing skill, I suggest that you don't start by learning new skills. Develop existing skills. Develop them and see if you can run with them for 2026 while improving on them. That is to say, if you know how to make shoes, instead of going to learn how to make shoes again, find other designs of shoes that you haven't made so that you learn how to make them, then you study the business of it and start executing. 3 things are important. Number 1, what you focus. As you focus on it, you get it's. As you focus on it, you learn it. The second one is you develop it. You develop it. After you have finished developing it, all these ones are training. You didn't make any money here. You spent money. Next one is you execute. You start using it. I don't understand how people learn something and they want to keep learning. You haven't started using the ones you have learned. You want to now learn more. That's not how it's done. When you learn one skill, that one you learn, start using it. In fact, I tell people, if you're learning, even if it's tailoring, when you learn how to make short makeup, when you learn how to make shorts, start using that knowledge. Start making shorts. Start selling shorts. When you make it, you sell it. Then you learn trousers. You start making it. Once you make it, you start using it. Anyone you make, as you learn, you get, so you learn, you develop, and you execute. Learn, develop, execute. 3 formula. That's what you should use in the focus skill engine. You get for new skills and existing skills. Learn, develop, and execute. Let's go to the next one. The second F is finance. Finance. Here, we're not just talking about money. We're talking about how your money grows, how your money comes first, right? How it comes, how it grows, and how it outlives you. That is how your money comes, how you use it for your lifestyle, and how it outlives you. That's what we're talking about. So, we're talking about how it comes, that is cash flow. You get how you invest it, and how it outlives you. The 3 things. There are 3 aspects of finance that I want to focus on. Just 3 aspects. The first one is cash flow. The next one is lifestyle. The next one is legacy. Cash flow. How your money comes. What are the things you do that can generate you cash flow? Cash flow is important to be generated on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and on a monthly basis. You need cash flow. Because when you make the cash, you get, for lifestyle, you get, I have a personal formula, which I'll tell you as we go on, you get. But You need to have made money to be able to live well. To be able to live well. That's why they have cash flow income. Things that you do that make sure you get the cash running in. There's lifestyle income. Lifestyle income. For those of you that like to dress well, you like to eat well, you like to live in beautiful places, you like to travel the world. Lifestyle. Lifestyle. If you do not have enough money coming in here, you cannot live well. You cannot live well. The next one is legacy. What are you leaving for the next generation? What are you leaving for the next generation? What money are you making that you're leaving that will outlive you? What investments are you making that will outlive you? What assets do you have that will outlive you? That's what we're talking about there. I have a personal formula. And my personal formula is very simple. My cash flow, this is my formula. Cash flow equals every money I make from here, from cash flow, usually goes into an investment. Because cash flow is like sweat money. When you eat the sweat, cash flow to me is like capital. So instead of calling it an investment, let me say cash flow equals capital. It's like capital, right? And capital for me is supposed to be invested. So capital equals investment. Investment equals interest. Interest equals lifestyle. When you make money from cash flow, that money is capital. That's how I see it. There are different schools of thoughts, first of all. So, do with this information what you must. Okay? So, for me, cash flow equals capital. I use that money as capital. When I do a work that I did with my sweat, I don't like to eat that money. Because if I eat that money, I would have, when I need capital, I'll have to go and borrow. I'm not saying borrowing is bad, but if you have a way you can really source that money, use it so that you can borrow for an expansion. Okay? So cash flow equals capital. Capital goes into an investment. That investment gives me an interest, and I use that interest to live my lifestyle. Right? Some other times I use that interest to go and invest in legacy assets, a building, legacy assets, a business. You understand? You can use that interest to do what you want. Okay? When you grow this so much, when you grow your interest from your investment a lot, you can now decide to use capital straight to legacy projects. But that depends on the level you are in your financial journey. Okay? We're talking about the 5 F's. Let's continue. I've talked about the first one is focus. The second one is finance. The third one, number 3. Number 3. The third one is friendship. Friendship. That is number 3. Friendship. And in friendship determines how far you go, how long you last, and how happy you will be. How far you go, how long you last, and how happy you will be. That's what friendship determines. And in friendship, we're going to look at 3 types of friendship we need to develop for 2026. 3 types of friendship we need to develop for 2026. The first one is long-term friends. Long-term friends. People from your primary school, secondary school that you have maintained a friendship with. You now need to be intentional about managing those friendships. Long-term friends. People from your university days that you've maintained cordial relationship with. You now need to be intentional about managing that friendship so that it doesn't go bad. Right? Long-term friends. 2, growing relationships. There are relationships you already are in that are growing. They are not there yet. But you know that these relationships have potential. There are ways to choose these relationships, first of all, these friends. Right? There are ways to do that. But in this class, I will not talk about it. If I get a lot of comments and requests for it, I will talk about it in the next class. Right? So, there are long-term friends. The next one is growing relationships. You get the third one is new relationships. There's long-term friendship, growing friendship, and new friendship. Each and every one of them is important for your 2026 journey. For you to say you're successful in 2026, you need people. You know what is funny? People equals pain. That same people equals money. That same people equals happiness. People will bring you your greatest pain. People will bring you your greatest joy. People will bring you money. People also equals connection. Very important. You cannot do 2026 without people. At all. You see, all this thing, I'm an introvert. I like to do my things alone. You cannot do it though. You will not go far. I'm telling you. So, in 2026, manage your long-term friendships. Build your growing friendships. And intentionally seek new friendships. You know what is funny? As you grow, you find out that there are people that are trying to force their way into your life. They are found out that you'll be important for their journey. They are trying to force their way in. While you are deciding to stay like that. No. Also find a way to make new friends. Okay? So these are the 3 aspects of friendship we'll talk about today. Okay? Let's move to the next one. So, friendship. The 4th one is family. Family is your emotional infrastructure. A lot of successful, strong careers has collapsed because of a failure in the family front. Family is built intentionally. You cannot leave it to chance. It is built intentionally. There is no relationship you see that is doing well that just happened. It's a lie. Anything you do not build will go bad. We have established that. Anything you leave on its own it will move from good to worse. So family. And in family, the first part I want us to look at is your spouse. Your husband or your wife. Be intentional about it. Be very intentional about it. You get? Plan every single thing for your spouse. Because you see here, when you are having a problem with your spouse, you will just find out that you cannot think well. So that's why it's important to plan it. So you design every single thing. Design it from the beginning. Plan dates. Plan dates. Movie nights. Plan every single thing. Plan communication. Plan communication. How do you people resolve issues? Plan it. Don't leave it to chance. And be intentional. You get? Design your time. Design your time around your spouse. Don't leave it the way it is. Don't leave it the way it is. You plan your communication, plan dates, plan movie nights, plan all your outings, plan every single thing from the beginning. Plan it. Plan your communications. Plan it. Then plan how you respond to everything else with your spouse. Plan it. How do you people respond to everything else? What books are you people reading this year? What videos are you people watching? What movies are you people watching? When are you people going out? Plan everything. I don't want to go deeper into this because I'm talking about the 5 F's general. I don't want to pick one out. But any one of them you want me to expand on, please let me know. So that's it. Next, for family, is children. Children. For your kids, plan every single thing. Plan every single thing with your kids. Plan to be present for your children. Children. That's where we are. We've talked about spouse, we're now on children. Plan to be present. Present. Plan to be present in their life. You get? Plan their school activities. Their school activities. Plan it. Plan to be present. Plan it. Plan their dates. Plan dates with them. Plan dates with them. Plan it. Plan outings with them. As many as you can think of. The goal of this thing is just to bring it to your attention so that you can plan it. Every family is different. So plan it. Depending on what your children like, they will always bring to your attention where they want your presence. But plan to be present. Next is your parents / siblings. Parents / siblings. Plan every single thing with them. Plan it. Plan how to show up. Plan how to be with them. Plan how to take care of them. Plan every single thing. Plan how they even interfere with your spouse and your children. Plan it. Because everything is designed. Everything is designed. Okay? Let's move. So we talked about, we're number 4 now. The 5th one, number 5, is fitness. I said the first F is focus. Next, second one is finance. Third one is friendship. Fourth one is family. 5th one is fitness. Fitness. Very, very important. Let me explain it to you. Your body is the only vessel you have. You don't have another body. All the dreams that you have, you will only achieve it with your body. So, for fitness, you need to know that visions burn out without stamina and energy. When you do not have the energy and the stamina to go ahead with your vision, you will burn out. You will burn out. That is why you need to plan your fitness journey. And in fitness is not just about aesthetics. It's about stamina. It's about mental health. It's about energy. Energy, stamina, mental health. That's fitness. Very, very important. So you need to understand all the vision, all the plans, all the big plans you have for 2026 will not be successful if you do not take your fitness journey in, if you do not prioritize it. So design it from the beginning. From the beginning. The next point you need to note is your nutrition. What are the things that go into your mouth? Very, very important. Very, very important. Very, very important. Do not leave your fitness to chance. I'm going to stop here today because of our time. I hope that this class was useful to you. If you're not following me yet, click on the follow button. If you're not subscribed to our channel yet, subscribe so you see more content like this. You get? Have a nice day and see you in the next class.